Understanding relationship manipulation. Introduction to manipulative tactics. Manipulation in personal relationships often takes on subtle forms, primarily through emotional and psychological tactics. Understanding these methods is crucial for anyone seeking to navigate the complex landscape of modern relationships. Manipulation can appear in various ways, causing individuals to feel compelled to meet the emotional needs or desires of another, often at the expense of their own. Recognizing these tactics not only fosters self-awareness, but also strengthens one's ability to engage in healthier relationship dynamics. Being able to identify manipulation allows individuals to reclaim their autonomy and set appropriate boundaries. Many may not realize they are being influenced until they notice patterns of behavior that undermine their self-esteem and decision-making. Common manipulative tactics include emotional withdrawal, such as the silent treatment, which can control and dictate the emotional state of the other partner. Other methods, like guilt-tripping or deflecting through phrases like "you're overreacting," serve to stifle genuine communication, making it difficult to address underlying issues. Awareness of these tactics is the first step toward a more empowered approach to relationships. It enables individuals to recognize instances when they might be falling prey to manipulation, prompting a reassessment of their emotional investment and the dynamics at play. By fostering a spirit of critical reflection, one can cultivate healthier connections that prioritize mutual respect and understanding. The emotional victim trap. Manipulative women often utilize the emotional victim trap as a way to control their partners. This tactic involves presenting oneself as a perpetual victim, creating a narrative that constantly revolves around their pain and suffering. By positioning themselves this way, they evoke feelings of guilt and obligation in their partners, compelling them to cater to their emotional needs while neglecting their own. Subtle techniques of manipulation. 1. Guilt elicitation. The manipulative partner may share stories of past trauma or hardship, subtly implying that their partner is responsible for their emotional distress. This can lead the partner to feel guilty for any perceived wrongdoing, even when they are not at fault. 2. Emotional dependency. Over time, this emotional manipulation fosters a dependency where the victimized partner feels they must constantly fix or support the emotional state of the manipulator. This responsibility, often unasked for, can weigh heavily, leading to feelings of exhaustion and resentment. 3. Doubt and confusion. As the manipulative partner reinforces their victimhood, the other partner may question their own feelings, wondering if they are being unreasonable or selfish. This self-doubt can erode self-esteem and complicate the resolution of issues within the relationship. Long-term effects on the partner's psyche. The long-term impact of this emotional victimization can lead to increased anxiety, diminished self-worth, and a skewed perception of reality. Partners may find themselves walking on eggshells, afraid of triggering further emotional turmoil. Ultimately, this dynamic can create a cycle of manipulation where genuine needs are ignored in favor of maintaining the manipulator's victim narrative. The silent treatment. The silent treatment represents a pervasive form of emotional manipulation, where one partner intentionally withdraws communication to create a power imbalance. By ceasing all dialogue, the manipulative partner engenders feelings of confusion and anxiety in the other. This tactic leaves the recipient questioning their actions, frantically replaying past conversations in their head and wondering at what point things went awry. Psychological impact. This psychological assault manifests in heightened emotional distress. An individual on the receiving end often experiences insecurity. The sudden silence makes them doubt their worth, questioning whether they did something wrong to warrant such treatment. Anxiety. The uncertainty surrounding their partner's feelings escalates distress. They may worry about the future of the relationship and feel a compulsive need to mend the rift. Isolation. The withdrawal can create a sense of loneliness as the individual feels cut off not just from communication, but also from emotional support. Power dynamics. The dynamics of power become overt with the silent treatment. The manipulator effectively dictates the emotional and relational climate, forcing the other partner to come forward and apologize for situations they may not have caused in the first place. This results in a skewed sense of authority. The manipulator gains control, while the recipient feels diminished. In essence, the manipulative partner is not merely punishing, but orchestrating a scene where intimacy and connection hang precariously, allowing them to maintain emotional dominance within the relationship. Understanding gaslighting. Gaslighting is an insidious manipulation tactic that distorts reality, leading individuals to question their own perceptions and sanity. By subtly denying the truth and providing misleading information, the manipulative partner creates a sense of confusion and doubt that can be profoundly damaging. The mechanics of gaslighting. Imagine a scenario where a partner insists, "I never said that," after a conversation about an important issue. Over time, such dismissals can undermine your confidence. You might find yourself replaying conversations and wondering whether you're misremembering events. This psychological fog is a hallmark of gaslighting, where the goal is to instill uncertainty in your mind. Example 1. If you express concern about their behavior and they respond with, "You're just too sensitive," this redirects the focus. Instead of addressing your feelings, they make you feel as if your concerns are invalid, further distancing you from your truth. Example 2. Alternatively, a person might say, "You're imagining things. I've always been kind to you." By dismissing your feelings and twisting the narrative, they manipulate the reality of the relationship, making you feel isolated and unsure of yourself. The emotional toll. The long-term effects of gaslighting are severe. As you begin to doubt your own reality, your self-esteem may plummet. You can become overly cautious in expressing your thoughts or emotions, fearing backlash or dismissal. This self-doubt reinforces emotional dependency, leading you to cling to your manipulator for validation. Gaslighting fosters an environment where confusion reigns, but awareness can empower you to reclaim your narrative. Identifying this tactic is crucial for preserving your mental well-being and fostering healthier relationship dynamics in the future. Manipulation of the social circle. Manipulating one's social circle is a powerful tactic often employed in relationships to undermine an individual's support network, isolating them from friends, family, and colleagues. This strategy involves subtly planting seeds of doubt and discontent among a partner's social connections, effectively altering how others perceive them. Approaches used in social manipulation. 1. Whisper campaigns. The manipulator might make offhand comments to friends about your behavior or decisions, creating an air of concern. For instance, they may suggest to your friends that you are distant or not yourself, leading those close to you to question your character or intentions. 2. Sowing mistrust. A common approach involves sharing private issues with others under the guise of seeking help, painting you in a negative light. This tactic not only distracts from the manipulator's faults, but also reinforces your isolation as others start to view you through a skewed lens. 3. Strategic complaints. By expressing worries about your interactions or habits in front of mutual acquaintances, the manipulator can provoke others to question your actions or decisions, eroding your credibility and creating an echo chamber of doubt. Ramifications for the target. Being subjected to this manipulation can have profound effects on the individual. The isolation often diminishes their confidence, making them more reliant on the manipulator for emotional support. Key consequences include isolation from support. Friends and family may alienate you, believing the skewed version of events presented by the manipulator. This leads to growing loneliness and an increased dependency on the manipulative partner. Erosion of trust. Once trusted friends may start to question your behavior, influencing your self-perception and increasing anxiety about your relationships. Self-doubt. The feedback loop of manipulation creates a void of validation, prompting individuals to continuously second-guess themselves. Over time, this can significantly hamper personal growth and emotional health, leaving the targeted individual feeling trapped. Understanding these dynamics is essential for fostering a sense of agency and reclaiming one's social life in the face of manipulation. Damsel in distress, a power play. The damsel in distress tactic is a compelling strategy often employed to make partners feel protective and responsible for another's well-being. By portraying themselves as vulnerable or in need of rescue, some women can effectively tap into their partner's instinctive desire to support and save those they care about. The mechanism of manipulation. This tactic plays on several emotional triggers. Protective instincts. By showcasing vulnerability, a woman invites her partner to step into the role of hero. This instinct to protect can leave the partner feeling obligated to cater to her needs, essentially enabling her reliance on him. Emotional investment. The more a partner engages in rescuing behavior, the more emotionally invested he becomes. This emotional bond can obscure his own needs and desires, as he may prioritize her struggles over his well-being. Power imbalance. Over time, this dance of perceived helplessness cultivates a substantial power imbalance. The manipulative partner remains in control, while the rescuer often finds himself sidelining his own feelings in a bid to meet her needs. The downside for the rescuer. While rescuing can feel rewarding, it frequently leads to detrimental outcomes for the helper. Neglected self-care. The partner engrossed in the needs of the damsel risks neglecting his own mental and emotional health. Over time, this can result in feelings of resentment and burnout. Cycle of dependency. Continuously succumbing to this manipulation fosters an unhealthy dynamic, where the damsel becomes increasingly reliant on her partner for emotional stability, while he feels trapped in a cycle of caretaking without acknowledgement of his own struggles. Ultimately, recognizing this strategy is essential for partners to reclaim their emotional balance and prioritize mutual support over the unhealthy dynamics of savior and victim. You're overreacting, invalidating feelings. One of the hallmark tactics of emotional manipulation is the phrase, "you're overreacting." This dismissive assertion is used to invalidate a partner's feelings and put a stop to discussions surrounding genuine concerns. By labeling emotional responses as excessive, it serves to undermine an individual's emotional reality, leading them to question their own perceptions. Consequences of invalidating responses. The implications of this tactic are far-reaching and detrimental to relationship health. Emotional repression. When feelings are continuously dismissed, partners may begin to repress their emotions to avoid conflict. Over time, this emotional suppression can create a chasm filled with unexpressed thoughts and grievances, ultimately leading to resentment. Erosion of trust. Validating feelings is critical for building trust in a relationship. When one partner habitually devalues the other's emotional experiences, it can erode the sense of safety needed to share thoughts and feelings openly. This distrust can spill over into other areas, hindering communication overall. Self-doubt. Recognizing and expressing emotions are integral to maintaining self-worth. When confronted with responses like, "you're overreacting," individuals may start to feel uncertain about their emotional reactions, leading to a cycle of self-doubt. They might begin to believe that their concerns are unfounded or irrational, creating an inner conflict as they internalize feelings of inadequacy. The overall impact on relationships. The long-term repercussions of this manipulation can severely affect the emotional landscape of a relationship. The manipulative partner gains control by deflecting accountability, while the targeted individual is left feeling isolated in their emotional responses. Over time, this results in a detrimental dynamic where open and honest communication becomes increasingly scarce, leaving both partners unfulfilled and disconnected. Provoking jealousy. Another subtle tactic of manipulation is the use of provoking jealousy to gain emotional control over a partner. This tactic is often executed through actions such as flirtation or reminiscing about past relationships, creating a landscape where insecurity flourishes. Flirting and its implications. When a partner flirts with others, it may seem like harmless fun. However, this behavior can lead to feelings of inadequacy in the other partner. For instance, subtle provocations, mentioning an attractive coworker or sharing a story about an ex, can stir feelings of jealousy, making the partner feel anxious about their own desirability. Such comments, while often casual, can plant seeds of doubt and insecurity. Competition for attention. By casting a shadow of potential rivals, the manipulative partner can evoke a sense of urgency in the relationship. The other person may feel compelled to work harder to secure love and affection, leading to an unhealthy competition that distorts the dynamics of the connection. Emotional impact of reminiscing. Reflecting on past relationships can evoke similar feelings. Nostalgic comparisons. When one partner brings up fond memories with an ex, it invites comparisons. The subtle implication that their past relationship was better or more fulfilling can create insecurity, leaving the partner questioning their worth. Fear of loss. Such reminiscence can elicit a deep-rooted fear of abandonment. As the targeted partner grapples with feelings of inadequacy, the manipulator gains leverage, holding emotional power as they evoke worry and anxiety. The cycle of insecurity. The combination of these tactics results in a continuous loop of emotional vulnerability. The partner targeted by these actions finds themselves constantly attempting to prove their value, which can erode self-esteem and foster dependence on the manipulator's validation. Ultimately, this imbalance allows the manipulative partner to maintain control, as the other is left navigating a sea of self-doubt, ever concerned about maintaining the relationship's fragile stability. Deferring long-term rewards. The tactic of deferring long-term rewards is a deceptively subtle form of manipulation that keeps individuals perpetually hopeful while leaving their emotional needs unmet. By promising future benefits, such as commitment, emotional intimacy, or sacrifices made for the relationship, the manipulative partner creates an unending cycle of anticipation. The mechanics of this manipulation. 1. Ambiguous promises. Manipulators often promise future rewards without clearly defining what or when those rewards will be delivered. Statements like, "We'll get there eventually," or "Just give it some time," can keep their partner hanging on, waiting for the payoff that may never come. 2. Creation of dependency. As the partner indulges in the hope of these future rewards, they may become increasingly dependent on the manipulative partner for validation and emotional fulfillment. This dependency allows the manipulator to maintain control, as their partner believes that continued patience will eventually yield the desired results. 3. Prolonged investment. The psychological stakes in this dynamic can be high. The partner may justify staying in the relationship despite its shortcomings due to the promise of future benefits. This continual investment reinforces the belief that their sacrifices will ultimately lead to a fulfilling connection. Emotional cycle of anticipation. This tactic fosters a cycle of emotional anticipation that can be exhausting. Feelings of hope often intertwine with frustration and disappointment as the promised rewards never materialize. Constant waiting. The partner finds themselves in a perpetual state of waiting, which can lead to feelings of stagnation and emotional emptiness. They may second-guess their worth or blame themselves for not being enough to prompt the desired changes. Erosion of trust. Over time, the repeated failure to deliver on promises creates discord. Trust erodes as the partner realizes that their needs are consistently overlooked in favor of vague assurances. Emotional exhaustion. The never-ending cycle of hope and unmet expectations can lead to profound emotional fatigue. Eventually, they may realize that the relationship's imbalance and emotional manipulation have left them feeling drained and unfulfilled. Understanding and recognizing this tactic is crucial for individuals seeking healthier relationship dynamics. Being aware of the cycle can empower partners to shift their mindset, question their emotional investment, and reclaim their agency in the relationship. Refusal of physical intimacy. Refusal of physical intimacy stands out as a compelling manipulative tactic, that can significantly alter the dynamics of a relationship. This method goes beyond merely rejecting sexual advances. It often speaks volumes about emotional control and psychological manipulation. The manipulative mechanism. When one partner consistently refuses intimacy, it creates a power imbalance, wherein the other partner may feel inadequate or undesired. This refusal can be emotionally laden, making the rejected partner question their worth and desirability. Such self-doubt can manifest in various ways. Increased insecurity. The partner who experiences the refusal might constantly grapple with feelings of unworthiness, wondering if they have done something wrong or are simply not attractive enough. Constant need for validation. The feeling of being deprived of physical affection drives some individuals to seek out their partner's approval even more desperately. They may begin to cater to the manipulative partner's needs, trying to earn intimacy, which ultimately reinforces the power dynamics in the relationship. Emotional repercussions. The long-term emotional impact of this tactic can be profound. Erosion of self-esteem. Over time, one partner may internalize the lack of physical connection as a reflection of their personal inadequacies, leading to diminished self-esteem and feelings of worthlessness. Isolation and desperation. Such manipulation can foster a sense of isolation, as the rejected partner may fear expressing their dissatisfaction. The cycle of seeking intimacy while feeling undeserving can lead to a deep emotional rift. Establishing control. Through the refusal of intimacy, the manipulative partner ultimately retains control, dictating the terms of the emotional and physical relationship. The partner left yearning for affection becomes ensnared in a cycle of dependence, where their emotional state hinges on the manipulator's whims. This tactic not only serves as a means to assert dominance, but also perpetuates an atmosphere of helplessness in the relationship, making it challenging for the affected partner to escape the cycle of manipulation. Conclusion: recognizing and responding to manipulation. Recognizing manipulation in relationships is key to fostering healthy dynamics and reclaiming personal autonomy. Here are some practical strategies to help identify and respond appropriately to manipulative tactics. Strategies for recognition. 1. Self-reflection. Regularly assess your feelings and emotional responses within the relationship. Ask yourself if certain patterns are making you uncomfortable or uncertain. 2. Open communication. Maintain dialogue with your partner about your feelings. Share any concerns you have regarding manipulation, ensuring both parties have the opportunity to voice their perspectives. 3. Educate yourself. Familiarize yourself with various manipulation tactics, such as those outlined previously. Understanding these behaviors can help you identify them in real time. Empowering responses. Set boundaries. Clearly establish what behaviors are acceptable and what are not. Boundaries empower you to protect your emotional well-being while fostering respect within the relationship. Seek support. Engage with trusted friends or family members who can provide perspective. A supportive network can validate your feelings and help you critique unhealthy dynamics. Address issues. Promptly, do not let grievances linger. Address any manipulative behavior as it arises to avoid exacerbating the situation or internalizing conflict. Consider professional help. If manipulation patterns persist, consulting a therapist can provide guidance. Therapy can be instrumental in helping you reclaim your self-esteem and making sense of emotional strife. Cultivating self-awareness. Ultimately, the pathway to breaking free from unhealthy dynamics lies in self-awareness. Acknowledge your strengths and values, and remember that your feelings matter. By demanding respect and fostering understanding, you can sidestep manipulation, leading to more fulfilling and balanced relationships.